Hey, I'm Slasher here with Cody Connors, General Manager of Evil Geniuses. They are probably the two most players looking in going into this tournament. Foreigners, Huck and Idra, trying to take home the championship here in Providence. Open bracket players in control, Machine, Axlav, Strifeco, and others playing today, while Huck and Idra are waiting to play tomorrow. So Cody, how are you feeling going in with the amount of players you have here?
I feel like EG is going to show really strong results at this event. I mean, we have the number 1 and 2 seeds, and our players have been practicing just incessantly for the last couple of weeks, preparing for the open bracket. Axlav streams all day. He's doing every North American Playhem, every EU Playhem. Bryce does the same thing. Jeff's been practicing. I think if EG's been prepared for any event this season, it's been for Providence.
Now, In Control and Machine have been just knocked out of the championship bracket out of being there for the whole season. Now they have to go through the open bracket. Do you think that they'll be able to handle all the games that they didn't have to go through before?
The MLG Open bracket is almost the marathon of StarCraft. I don't know if the viewers at home really understand how hard it can be. I think that they're prepared coming into this, but I think a lot of it is going to depend on who they end up facing in their bracket. You know, Nesty, he's never been here before, so even though Jeff has the number 1 seed going into this, he could play Nesty the first round, or he could play some Silver Kid from Providence. So it really depends on who gets drawn and who's on what side of the bracket. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like they're as prepared as they can be for this event, and that makes me feel good as a manager.
Now, Huck and Idra have the day off today because they don't play until tomorrow. The top 2 seeds of this tournament, they're the 2 most players going in that might be able to take home the championship. How do you feel about them? How have you been talking to them? How have they been feeling going in?
I talked to both of them this morning over breakfast. Both of them feel really confident. I mean, they got to win 4 best-of-3s, and then if they do that, they walk home with $50,000. That's a good feeling. All of them are as prepared as they could have been. All of them got here. Greg and Chris got here super early for practice. Greg's got to play Nesty in the Global Invitational tonight, so he doesn't necessarily have tonight off, but I think if Greg shows good games in that, he'll be really prepared going into tomorrow. And then I think if he can take that sort of ebb and flow and transition that into the championship bracket, I think he'll be set up. And I don't know, I think Greg has a really strong chance at finishing, top 3. I think he could maybe take the whole thing if he plays his best.
Do you think Huck would have a chance to also take home a back-to-back MLG title, which no one has been able to do so far this season?
I mean, Chris was the first person to win 2 MLGs in MLG history. That'd be something else if he was the first person to win 3 as well as 2 in a row. The side of his bracket is not as hard as Greg, in my opinion. It's still really, really difficult, but it really depends. He's been practicing all day. If his head's straight, I think you can see great things out of Chris. No one thought Chris was going to win last time. Everyone thought he was a really strong player and a great foreigner, but no one imagined him just lopping off the heads of Koreans. So I think Chris has a really good shot too.
Now, the one player that we haven't talked about so far is Puma, who had won NASL and then played so well at IEM too, and then recently maybe not has done as well as he had wanted to. How has he felt going into here? Does he think he feels like it's redemption?
I think he feels like he needs to show some better games than he has at MLGs in the past. He always plays really consistently, but he hasn't had any standouts like he did with NASL and IEM. He's pretty far deep in the bracket. I mean, obviously his road to the championship would be a little easier than our players playing in the open bracket, but he's 16th. He just edged his way in there, so he's got a long way ahead of him. But I mean, he's the North American Star League champion. He's got titles under his belt. He's considered one of the best practicing players there are in Korea. So I wouldn't count him out, but he's definitely got to play his best.
All right, thank you, Cody.
Thanks, Rod. Thanks for having me, bud.